Hi there, and I'm here at the Loddon Valley Leisure Centre, and I'm here for the Reading Brick Show. Now today I'm not here as a displayer, I've just come along to have a look. Now the Reading Brick Show is not like the brick festivals and the national brick events which I normally go to. It only happens once a year here in Reading. It's a completely independent show. There's always a lot of displayers, including the LEGO UK Railway Group, which I used to be a member of and always do amazing train displays. It's also one of the events where you always see huge great ball contraptions. So hopefully we'll bump into Hugh, who runs Brickset, and see what he's brought today. Personally, I think it's one of the biggest and best LEGO shows in the south. It starts at 10 and it's only 9:30 now. There's a few people queuing up, so I'm going to join them and I'll see you inside. And with any luck, I might even find some classic 1980s LEGO bargains. So first of all, just in the door, and I've seen two sets which might interest me. There's the classic 80s tugboat there. There's those amazing boats which can float with the segmented hulls, but each piece is watertight, so when you click them together the boat floats. And also even older up there, you've got some amazing old brick-built figures from the 60s. And the guy says that set's complete, and it's got quite a good condition box as well. So I might, after having a quick run round, I may pop back and have a look at one of those two.
And on the first row of tables, what should I see but an Every Spaceman is Awesome display, which looks really cool. I think we've got the same number of colours as I have. I was just chatting to the guy who made it, and that's Thomas, and he got the inspiration for my channel, so that's really cool. Hi Thomas, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Cool. And Thomas, tell me about your amazing display that you've got here.
So this is called the Fungal Jungle.
Yeah.
And it took me about a week to make, so I'm quite a fast
Only
builder.
a week?
Only a week.
That's amazing.
And there's lots of little scenes going on.
Let's point out a few scenes to me then.
So down here, there's a goldfish chasing this boat because he's got the goldfish foods.
Yes.
Over here, there's this guy running away from a skeleton. He's a bit of like a social media person.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get some shots. There's a little scrap going on up here.
And who's that between a massive gorilla and a tiger?
Yes. There's a plane crash over here.
Nice.
This whole section's kind of like a research facility that's been taken over by monkeys and it's been like all destroyed.
Brilliant.
Over here, there's got like lots of bananas.
And with the banana suit guy, you've got to have him in there. That's really cool.
And down there's a crocodile eating a boat.
Nice.
And yeah, overall, there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I do love the moulded animals. You've got your baby elephant in there, which is a great figure.
The animals are the key.
You were telling me you're liking collecting the animal suit people.
Yes, I love collecting animal suits people. They're probably like my favourite things to collect.
Yeah.
I got
Show me the one you've just got.
That sort of lunar year tiger.
Yeah, very
that
cool.
I really like. It's
very
really cute. I've never seen it before, so yeah, it's really cute. And I just love collecting all the animal costumes.
Well, I'm a big minifig collector myself.
Yeah.
So. Thomas, it's great to meet you. Thank you for watching the channel, and I'll speak to you soon.
See you later.
So it's 10:15. It's not like a brick festival and a national brick event where it's absolutely crazy at the first sort of 5 minutes, everyone rushing in. I think it's because mainly there aren't that many sellers here, which is a really cool thing for an event to have so many displays around. So I'm going to have a look at some more displays. I don't know if I'm going to find any sort of 80s vintage bargains here, but we'll have a look around and see what we can find.
Now here's a display after my own heart. Absolutely giant things made out of Lego. This is a classic old Windows PC. You don't get monitors that thick nowadays, but when I used to do graphic design on a computer, that was the size of my monitor. And you can see in there you've got the Windows logo built with clear panels in front showing the screen. Nice bit of lighting going on there. And also we've got our keyboard here. Beautifully done. Lots of little odds and ends. So there's our mouse, some cans here. There's a classic old camera sitting on the worktop there. Some shelves. And for modern people, before USBs, you had floppy disks, and there's some brick-built floppy disks there on the stand. And then over the other side, a stack of CDs. And a very cool display. And as I said outside, this is the great ball contraption. Now you do see these at some shows. You don't see many in brick festivals and brick events like that, but in the big independent shows like this, you see them quite a lot. So basically, it's different ways of moving the classic Lego football around. So I will give you a quick view all the way around. We've got a nice little ramp, slope coming down here. Nothing's coming up at the moment. And then into a stepper system here. then an amazing system where they're picking up the balls, flipping them over and dumping them into the next box. And then you've got a double lift arm there, going in there. Various different methods of moving them all. Some nice cog systems here. Technic wheels spinning round. A little tank track conveyor belt going up into the air. Rotating things with fingers on them. And then when we get to here, it's absolutely amazing. They've got a giant lift going all the way up, over the top, and then enters the clear tubes down the other side, all the way down to here. I do like this one, the rotating disc, turning round, and into this wonderfully huge disc. Not entirely sure if that is made out of Lego, but it's very cool anyway. Balls pop down the middle and then carry going. And then this got to be very accurate, firing the balls up and over into the hopper the other side. Then another conveyor belt. Then we get more technical over here, using some, looks like Lego education systems, all computer controlled.
Look at those giant long sausage screws.
So as that hopper gets filled up, it lifts, goes to the other side and empties out the other side. And then finishing off, we've got a big stepper here. And lastly, a huge rotating disc with the balls popping out the top into a little maze which tilts and moves around, and eventually the balls come out the other end and we're back at the start. So I've just bumped into Ian and Carrie, who are the Brick Bods, as you can see down here. They are the Brick Bods. Check out their channel on YouTube if you've got some time. And they've got their new display, which Carrie's just said it's only 3 shows in. It's very loud. I'm hoping you're picking this up. It's an air show, and they've got hot air balloons from every possible theme you can think of. Carrie says it started by Ian building this huge airship at the back, which is very cool, Mark. And then we've got themes. I love the one back here, which is a donut, as you can see there. And then we've got Bowser's airship at the front here. So very cool display. Not finished yet, it's going to be expanded, but yeah, looking very, very cool. And next to the Brick Bods, we've got the Minifig who I've bumped into at quite a few shows over the years, but he's expanded his display, so I'll show you all his amazing Doctor Who builds. So down this end, we've got a massive interior of the TARDIS. We've got the console in the middle there. Wonderful detail on the console and nice lighting effects as well. The glowing rods in the middle there. We've got little lights all the way around the edge. Very cool interior. And up here we've got what looks like the most recent Doctor in his TARDIS, and it's called Into the Time Vortex, and it's got this fantastic build supporting it underneath. Next to that we've got a custom display of all 15 Doctors over the years. They are incredibly detailed, great custom minifigures. Tom Baker there, who was my Doctor when I was growing up as a kid, but my favourite, David Tennant. At the back here we've got a little mini display of Sylvester McCoy's Doctor. You can see his console, and the detail on this is absolutely amazing. I love all the printed tiles we've got. Just a mini display of the console room from him. And this is a scene from the slightly lesser known Doctor Who movie. Very underrated if you ask me. If you get a chance to watch it, have a good look. But this is where a police motorcycle comes flying out of the TARDIS. And we've got another console room here. This time it's from the 8th Doctor, and I absolutely love all these custom printed pieces. It gives all the console rooms such amazing detail. We've got a nice glowing LED light in the middle there, some flashing lights around the outside. And here we've got Skaro, the home of the Dalek, and we've got a whole Dalek factory. Down this end we've got the bodies going in at one end, then they move through, and they're getting their life put into them there with the green slime from these pods up here. And then up the top we've got the tops of the Daleks on the conveyor belt. It's not rotating yet, but Bill says one day he'd like to motorise that, so they'll be rotating round. And then into the last section we've got the finished Daleks coming off the production line at the other end. So this is a display by LUSR, which is the Lego Southern UK Railway Group. They've got their sign there, and this is a wonderful chalk painting in their hill here. And basically, they have lots and lots of lovely trains, but I'll show you them in detail. So the display is all British trains, and down this end we've got the most massive engine shed. And I was just speaking to Levi, the owner, and he reckons it's about 10,000 pieces in this engine shed alone. And that's mainly because he wanted it to look like bricks. So all the walls are built by 1x2 plates all the way along. So he could have used bricks, but no, he decided to make it look more authentic and built it with thousands of plates. And then just in front of the engine shed, you've got this amazing looking engine. And I do know a little bit about trains, and I know this is a Class 37 because it's got 37 at the front of its number. And I think using dark blue in this just looks amazing. I know people do British Rail colours using regular Lego blue and white, but I think using that dark blue makes it look really good. And from the engine shed you can see, Levi's told me this is clearly the longest display in the show here. It goes all the way down to the end wall there. So we're going to run along and show you various things on the way. We've got some nice Southern Railway green coaches here, running along here, and another beautiful dark blue engine. And because they build in 8 stud wide as opposed to 6 studs, which is Lego city scale, these engines are absolutely massive. Moving down, we've got a bit of a goods yard here. We've got lots of containers sitting there, and I do like the detail. We've got either an old or a spare engine boiler sitting over there with the coal store behind it. Then we follow the track all the way down here. We curve around slightly. We've got another little bit of static display with some more engines. A bit of an engine shed, and that's in front of the chalk horse on the hill there. And a nice little detail here, they have to put this tiny little table between the two display tables because we've got this cute little bridge with the stream running underneath. Then down this end we've got a tunnel mouth there where the trains are going in behind. We've got a church at this end. And we start coming to the town here. We've got a nice Southern Railway station in its old classic tan and green colours. Trains come to the station there, making nice diesel noises. There's some maroon British Rail coaches behind it. And running down, getting more industrial. We've got some factories and cranes working here. And then we've got a little farm down this end with a digger digging a trench. So it's the LSUR, which is part of the LUKR. And if you're interested in Lego trains, check out them. They're on YouTube and other social media. And you'll become a member and join their group. This show is also absolutely great for spectators if you're not just buying Lego. They have robot wars going on periodically, and here we have a massive long table of all the robots lined up waiting to fight each other. And I'll show you my favourite in a second. Now, I have no idea if these two are particularly good fighting machines, but you've got to respect the name Brick Astley and Chesney Fawkes. And I've just discovered it's not just this table of robots. If we spin round, there's a whole nother table over here stretching off into the distance. And here's the arena where all the action occurs and where all the noise is coming from. And you can see they've got fights happening at 11 AM, 1 PM and 3 PM today. I missed the 11 o'clock fights. I was filming over the other side of the hall, but I'll come back at 1 and have a look then. And if you're not lucky enough to get at one of these seats, they've got a massive monitor showing all the action on a big screen. And if you're into Lego cities, this is Modulatropolis, which says it's evolved over 5 years. I filmed this guy 3 years ago when I was here at the Reading Brick Show before, and he covered about 2 tables. And now you can see, starts here, and here's the Lego city, stretches way off into the distance. So I'm just speaking to Mark, the builder of this mammoth city, and everything is either modulars or modulars which have been turned into another building via rebrickable. He's a true modular fan. He's got the original cafe corner here, and also he's got another one down the other end of the display I'll show you in a little bit as well. He says he also buys sets that would fit into a modular city, so we've got Arkham Asylum there. You can see modulars running all the way down here. There's some rebrickables there, and then turn the corner. There's a police station and cafe corner. So the boutique hotel is actually 2 boutique hotels. Looks like they've been built back to back. And then moving around the corner, we've got the Sanctum Sanctorum. And then running along the back, we've got the Museum Modular there. And then in the middle of the town square, we've got, of course, the massive Eiffel Tower. Continuing around from the museum, you can see there we've got another classic one. There's the Palace Cinema on the corner there. This is a rebrickable, this is 2 police stations been turned into more of a town hall set. Along this one here, we've got another really old one, and there's the pet shop there. I've got that set. I've never actually built it. It's still in my back catalogue, one that I really need to get out and build sometime. Running down this way, we've got the diner on the corner there, and then a rather sad-looking town hall. It's a little bit yellow and sun-damaged, which is definitely a testament to not keeping your Lego in the sunshine. And then from there, coming down to the corner here, this is the costume shop, which he told me is a rebrickable version of the original Disney castle. Then next to the Disney castle rebrick, we've got the corner garage here, and then one of my favourites, the old Market Street. Now, some people don't agree that this is a modular building, but I do. It's a classic set, and I love it. So running down this way, we've got the bookshop in the corner with a fire station next door to it. And right on the corner here, we've got a rebrickable. It's a university, which is a rebrickable of the original Hogwarts Castle set. And then next to that, we've got his other cafe corner, the original OG modular building. And then from the second cafe corner, we open up into another town square with the botanical gardens in the middle. You can see there's another town hall at the back, looking less sound damaged than the other one. And moving around the corner, there's another fire station over this side too. And then on our last road, there's the Tudor Corner pub and a few Bricklink designer program sets. There's a really cool Lego store. I missed out on that one myself, but I do like it as a set. Down the end of the street, we've got the building site, and we're finishing up with the Ghostbusters firehouse. So this is a display by Rowan Reed, man after my own heart. He's got a complete display using old classic monorail track, but he's not got monorails on it. He's custom built all these fantastic vehicles. So each one of these vehicles, they have to be fairly tall, he says, because obviously they have to fit a monorail motor inside them. But you can see them going around. They all have a monorail motor and the old classic 9-volt battery pack inside. So he's got this little display. There's 2 monorail tracks running around, set into the road, and a vast array of different vehicles to run on a classic monorail track. And next to Rowan, a display you never see at LEGO shows, a whole Duplo space set. This is properly amazing. We've got some space monorails going around here on Duplo track. There's a launch pad over there, classic space shuttle. And I know it's Duplo, but I think this is really, really cool. And then next to the Duplo space monorail, we've got Every Spaceman is Awesome, but in Brickhead's version. Now, I've got the blue one, which I built with the Walmart, I think it was a Walmart exclusive, but they have done every colour that's available as a minifigure, but in Brickhead version, including the 2 space babies down the front. And they're so accurate that way back here you can see the green spaceman doesn't have a logo on his chest because you can't get that yet. The LEGO haven't made a logoed green spaceman, and the light blue spaceman in the end, just like mine, doesn't have a helmet. So here we have Bricknado from an absolutely classic film, Sharknado. You've got so many LEGO sharks, it's unbelievable, in this wonderful wave formation, and he's just trying to get a turntable set in the middle so it'll spin. So hopefully I'll come back a little bit later and see it spinning around. And he runs a company which does education for school and corporate events, and he's also built this amazing space shuttle, and I presume that was the LEGO space shuttle set, but it's not. He actually bought 2 of those space shuttle sets, space shuttle sets, that's difficult to say, and combined them into this one. It's actually a different scale to the original. Then he's built the external tank and the solid rocket boosters, and of course the launch tower, which is an absolutely amazing model. And here we have a display simply called Blacktron by Simon Pickard, but it's not just any old display. This is, again, reusing classic monorail pieces, but we've got a Blacktron version of it. He's built a custom cover for that white motor in the middle so you can't see it. It's all black, it has to be black in Blacktron, of course. And he's built this amazing moonscape with various Blacktron sets. These are, look to me to be custom ones. I'll have to have a chat with him in a minute. I don't recognise these as actual Blacktron sets. It looks like he's using the Blacktron logos and custom building some amazing Blacktron themed space vehicles. And I didn't realise that this huge mountain is actually a mine train system. We've got little mine carriages down here. You can put them at the top and they run all the way through the mountain and end up back at the bottom. There are also some beautiful building techniques here for the station at the bottom, and what looks like some Thestrals from Harry Potter pulling some horse-drawn cars. And then another display after my own heart, Space Babies by Hannah here, and she has got a whole army of Space Babies. So we've got our original there in red, which I've built myself, and then I've added my black and my white, which she's also got. We just managed to build it in a whole host of other colours. She's got dark red back there, the dark grey and the light grey. Light grey is one I was planning on doing soon. And then it's the orangey yellow colour. Then moving across, you've got a tan one and a lime green one. So we've got a massive collection of upscale space babies. Now this display is called Brick to the Future by Len Dragon, and I've seen him a few years ago in Portsmouth, but his display has grown considerably since then. So starting at this end, it's all Back to the Future. We've got the courthouse, and then moving along, there's Marty on a skateboard behind a car. So this is all the half that I've seen before. There's the DeLorean coming out of the barn in the 50s, and the diner. And moving along up to Marty's house. But everything new down this end is from Back to the Future 3. Here we've got the DeLorean, and Marty's driving towards the drive-in movie theatre screen, and the other side it's the Indians being chased by the cavalry. Then back in 1885 we've got the Palace Saloon and Hotel, and we've got a sign to the Hill Valley Festival, and then my favourite coming down here, we've got the DeLorean being pulled by horses. They're not going to get up to 88 that way, but how they are going to get to 88 miles an hour is being pushed by a train. We've got the smokestack smoke steaming and flashing away there, with the DeLorean in front of it being pushed by the train. And then right down the end, a great model of Doc Brown's train. Come back from 1885 to meet up with Marty in 1985. Great use of lighting effects here as well. And of course I am attracted to anything that has a little bit of monorail track on it, but this is no ordinary monorail. This is the monorail from Springfield, The Simpsons. So he's got the official sets of the Simpsons house, and of course the Quickie Mart, and then way over there is the Krusty Burger as well. But in between those he's got many mocks as well. There's the church in the middle, and down here we've got the Android's Dungeon and Baseball card shop with it lifted off roof so you can just about see inside as well. Then we've got Moe's Tavern as well. It's always also got its roof lifted slightly so you can see all the details inside. Then of course Homer has to go to work somewhere, so right down this end we've got the nuclear power station, complete with steam coming out of the stacks at the back. So it's nearly 2 o'clock. I've been here nearly 4 hours, but it's a great show. I've chatted to so many people with their displays and filmed lots of them, but it's still not crazy busy. It's really nice. There's a nice steady group of people just coming around, but there's so many more displays to show you. So Pokemon is not one of my specialist subjects at all, but I do know this is a Pokemon display. There's this amazing sea serpent, dragon, something, but it's flying around this amazing build. And not surprisingly, this has won an award as best in the show at a previous event. And then we've got an absolutely massive build. I'm always a sucker for lighting effects, and we've got some great lighting underneath with lots of 1x1 cheese slopes with flashing lights underneath them, giving a great lava effect going on. And best of all, here we've got some Pokeballs, and if you press this button they open up. Really nice little effect. I think it's the only thing in the show you can't actually touch. Most other displays say do not touch. And there they are closing. And I've just noticed there's another press button here, so I'm going to press that one and see what happens. Oh! His mouth opens and he roars. Let's do that again, because I think you probably missed it. Lovely. So this display is called Pop Culture and Video Games by Thomas here. And we've got another man after my heart. We've got the original DeLorean back in 1985, heading towards Marty and Doc for the first time as it travels back in time. Then we've got Back to the Future 2, we've got the flying version, so that's the other version of the car you can build with the official set. But they've gone one stage further and they've built the Back to the Future 3 version with train wheels. You've got to have extra wide track here, that's 8 studs wide rather than 6 studs wide because the DeLorean's so massive, but a nice conversion to the train version from Back to the Future 3. And then further down their display they've got the Marvel train. They bought 2 of those sets and put them back to back. I did a similar thing on my channel a few months ago, but yeah, nice use of 2 sets, doubling it up to make a longer train. And then next to the original DeLorean set, again they've converted it to make a Back to the Future 3 version to run on rails. I'm not sure if that's an official Lego piece, I'll have to ask, but it's very cool. So this is Medieval Harbour by James Butler, and it's a massive medieval display. Now I'm an absolute sucker for movement and for lighting in LEGO displays, especially not the whole thing moving, just little elements. And this one has got so many moving elements. So on the castle wall here we've got two guys trying to get up the castle walls with a ladder but not doing it very successfully. Then down here there's two guys having a little bit of a battle. And then my favourite bit, absolutely genius idea, we've got a cow moving around with a grindstone. Don't know what he's grinding, whether it's wheat into flour, but really good movement. Just coming out from that middle spindle piece and spinning the cow and the stone around. There's loads of scenes inside as well. You've got the blacksmith there, he's got his fire burning away, making swords for the medieval knights. There's a little graveyard here as well, and then occasionally, periodically, this one opens up. If we have a quick look, there he is, zombie popping up out of the grave. And then moving along down here, we've got a waterfront running across the whole front of the mark. But just behind this little bridge, more movement. You've got a lovely little water wheel going round. It seems to be driving this lady who's making something out of clay on a potter's wheel. And then no medieval scene would be to complete without some sort of monster attacking the village. And here we've got a sea serpent and a guy who's looking very menacing with his axe, hopefully going to defeat that sea serpent and the village will be safe. So yes, I was just chatting to the creator. This has taken him 4 years to build. He has absolutely no idea how many parts. He just builds bits as he goes along. There's a little, also he's told me there's a few little sets in here. There's no official sets as they were originally, but this tower you might recognise from the Haunted Mansion set. And then there's other parts like, this is the medieval blacksmith down here. So it's all been converted into his own designs. And then a lot of this end was the Lion Knight's castle. And then this, he's taken the design for this from the Hogwarts Great Hall, but obviously recoloured and repurposed the parts. So yeah, absolutely amazing display. Three. And I've just popped back and Sharknado is in full swing. Now this is Andy Coleman's Guardians of the Galaxy display. I've seen this part before, however since the last time I saw it he's added an extra floor to this amazing building over here. So this side is nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy, and then over this side we've got Contraption, which is incredibly detailed. And my favourite part of this completely is a little appearance of Howard the Duck sitting at the bar there using one of Hugh and Dewey and Lewis heads, which is a perfect head for Howard the Duck. Absolutely brilliant. So it is 10 to 4 in the afternoon. I've been here a very long time, but it's still lots of people coming in and having a look around. I think I can talk for England. I've been chatting to so many people. There's so many people I know either from other LEGO shows or other YouTube channels. I met Tommy Seabricks from his LEGO channel. We were chatting and suddenly realised we both watched each other's videos, so that was quite cool meeting up. But I think really it's time to go home. I'm getting hungry. I've been here most of the day and my family just rung me saying, where am I? So back home now, and right at the end of the show, I went back to the cellar I looked at right at the beginning of the show, where I filmed these two sets. And he had them for sale for £20 and £30, and I managed to beat him down a little bit, and I got these two for £15 and £25, so £5 off each. Now I have opened both of these up and had a look at them, and they are both in really good condition. The only thing is with this one, it doesn't have any other stickers on the hulls. But with the condition of the bricks and the condition of the box, I thought it was well worth £15, considering with the box it would normally be 25 to 30. So we're going to open this one up and build it and have a quick look. The instructions aren't pristine, but they're in pretty good condition, and even though there are 10 steps in the instructions, it looks like the set really hasn't been disassembled that much, so it's not going to take long to put it back together.
And yes, indeed, literally a few clicks and the whole boat is completely back together. Like I said, it doesn't have any stickers on it at all. You can see where some of them used to be on the hulls, but I knew they were missing when I bought the set, but like I said, £15, I couldn't really go wrong. All the parts are still in fairly good condition. The only one that's sun damaged or faded is this mast piece at the front here, and I'm pretty sure I've got one of those in my parts collection anyway. And then the other part that needs fixing is the cotton on this drum here. You can see it's snapped, so we've got two ends wound around the drum here. That should have been joined together, as it should have been fixed onto this hook piece here, but that's still in good condition. We just need to get a new piece of string for the reel. And if you're unfamiliar with this style of boat, the really cool thing about it is, like I said, these hull pieces float. However, once you've built bricks on top, they tend to be a little bit top heavy. But what you get is this huge weight which clicks onto the bottom of the hull like that, and that helps balance it, and this boat will actually then float in water. But a great purchase for only £15. Time to look at those buildable figures. Now, that tugboat set was from 1982 and cost £7.89 in the UK when it was new. However, this set 200, is from 1974, 8 years earlier, and this had a retail price of £1.25 in the UK, or $5 in America. And we've got a lovely happy Lego family on the front. On one of the sides it shows us parts, another image of the family and a small boy, whereas on the other side you've got the children building their own mother for some reason, someone building a figure, and a small girl with an amazing 1970s crochet jumper. And then on the back we've got various images showing how you can pose the figures in different positions. Now, inside the box we've obviously got all the parts we need to build up all these figures. However, in this box we've got something also rather amazing, and that is the original Lego VIP card. Now you can see it's a little sticker sheet, and we've got these 4 golden Lego studs, and it says peel off these golden studs and stick them on the golden bricks shown on the back of the 1974 Lego leaflet to claim free gifts. But is only valid until the 1st of January 1976. So unfortunately I'm not going to be able to claim any free gifts. However, I do remember my eldest brother having some of these way back when I was a kid, so it's really cool to see one of these again. Now, I had a great chat with the seller of these 2 items, and I did ask him if he knew if all the parts in this set were original, and he asked me how I would know. So I showed him, so I thought I'd show you as well. So here I have 2 2x2 bricks. The yellow one is from this set and the green one I've just grabbed out of my parts store, and we can tell the difference when we flip them over. We can see inside here that the yellow brick is completely smooth on the inside edges, whereas the lime green one has got these little ridges to help with the clutch power. And likewise with the 2x4s, the black one's from this set and the light blue one I've just grabbed out of my stores. And again, you can see the black one is completely smooth on the inside, there's no ridges or anything, whereas on the blue one it's got the same ridges as the 2x2 has, but it's also got a cross beam along the middle anti-stud. So there you go, that's how you tell if you've got old bricks or new bricks, and I'm pleased to say that this set is all genuine old bricks. Now, we don't have any instructions, so I'm going to have to do a quick build going by the picture alone. Now I've got a couple of extra bits and I can tell they're both modern pieces. Firstly, this plate, which is a 2x10, and that's because they didn't have 2x10s back in 1974. And also an extra 2x4 brick, and I can tell this is modern for the same reason. It's got that cross support and those ridges on the inside. So these 2 pieces can go in my parts storage, and I've got the entire family built. But having just said that, I've realised that I have realised that that extra black 2x4 brick should be in the set. You can see here the granny and the family has 2 2x4 bricks. So it is a replacement, it is a modern part, but there should be another extra black 2x4 brick in the set. You can also see it when she's sitting on this handy bench. Her body sits on the bench, but we've got those 2x4 bricks sticking out the front so her legs can be in front of the bench. And we can replicate that easily. We just take that 2x4 off here, we put it in the bench like that. We'll get that modern piece for now, and then we're going to get her feet, or her legs, and then her feet at the bottom, and then put her body on top, and that's her sitting on the bench. The adults of the family are 6 bricks tall. They all have those 2x3 plates on the bottom for their feet. However, the mum and the dad both have a 2x2 plate in the middle, making them 1 plate higher than the grandma. The daughter of the family is obviously the older of the 2 children. She's only 1 brick smaller than her parents, and you can see she's clearly wearing white socks. Now, the younger sibling in the family, he's only 3 bricks tall with a plate in the middle, so he's 2 bricks smaller than his big sister. However, you can see that the adults are meant to have these 2-part articulated arms, whereas the children should only have a 1-part arm, and he's got 2 extra blue hinge pieces for his arms, so his arms seem to be exceptionally long and go right down to his feet. And as you can see from the picture on the box, his arms should be a lot shorter, so we'll fix that now. And now he looks a lot less gorilla-like and more correctly proportioned. But with those extra pieces, I can show you how the arms work. We had these sort of cylindrical shaped pieces. One had 3 fingers on the end with 2 fingers on the other end. And on the 2 finger end, we had these sort of indents. And then there were extrusions on the inside. You can just about see them on the inside of there, on the inside of the 3 finger side. And they would click into the holes on the 2 fingers. They'd click together like that. And then that would make our hinge point. And as you can see, there was a wide variety of different face prints and different hair pieces. Now in my collection I have various bits of these figures, and I always thought I would try and put some together at some point. But it's great to have an actual complete set, especially as it's still with its original golden stud stickers. So that was my trip to the Reading Brick Show and my purchases that I got while I was there. If you like looking at LEGO displays, it's well worth a visit. Unfortunately, it does only happen once a year, but you never know, by next year my upscale snack bar might be finished and hopefully I could display it there. A very quick shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. It really is appreciated. And if anyone else is interested in becoming a channel member and getting their name when I brick in my videos, you can click on the join button below this video or the link in the description, and that'll tell you how. So as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. But most of all, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe for more LEGO videos.